We are located at 1932 Greenwyche Avenue. This home was built in 1970 and it features 3 bedrooms and 2 baths with a little over 1,400 square feet. As you can see, this home does have a brick exterior. Here's a view of the front yard here. This appears to be an established community. All of the homes that I can see have a brick exterior, and they do seem to do a good job of taking care of their yard. We do have a sidewalk on either side of the street, which is nice. And then here we have a street lamp on the property line of this home and the neighboring home, which is nice to provide light at nighttime. Coming into the right side of the home, we see, of course, we have city trash and recycling pickup here. Some hedges. They've even looked to have scored a second trash can, so you're doubling up there, which is nice. Here's a view of the backyard. Looks to have chain link fence, probably about 4 foot high. And we do have a gate on this side of the home. This home does not have gutters, but they did say, I think the roof was replaced 2 years ago, as well as the HVAC. You get a view of the left side of the home. So here we have the left side. Here we have a gate as well. And it appears the neighbor has 2 dogs. The roots of this tree, are coming up in some areas of the front yard, which could negatively affect, grass growing here. But the tree itself, looks to be healthy. Of course, we have a little concrete walkway leading up to the front door, and we do have a 1-car garage at this home, and of course some bushes. I think there's some holly bushes under the windows, which is a lot of things you see. I guess a little added security deterrent people have done. We do have a metal railing on either side of the steps. Do have a light on either side of the front door, and here we have a glass storm door. And let's step inside and look inside the home. So, as we enter into the home, you can definitely tell that a facelift has been given to this home. We still seem to have the original hardwood flooring, which is nice. The owner has chosen to kind of go with a off-white, light gray paint with black accents. So here we have a coat closet. We have a wooden shelf and a metal dowel rod right there. This would be the living room and dining room area if you chose to have it be that. Could also just be used as a dining room and then a kind of a entrance living room. We do have some molding going around. It's just decorative. And then, of course, the windows. We have 3 windows facing the front of the home in this room. The windows seem to be original with the home, so not updated anytime soon, but we do see to have of course, the glass here. Seems to work fine, and then we have another piece of glass here, which would unveil a screen, which is behind there. We do have some mini blinds on these windows, kind of give you another view of this room. Looks like we have some LED puck lighting, which has been installed to help lighten up and modernize the space. Leaving this room, we are going to enter into the kitchen. As you can tell, this flooring is the LVP luxury vinyl plank flooring. I'm not sure what is under it. I'm not sure if it's linoleum or if the wood flooring continues, but I will say there is a noticeable elevation between the 2 floors. So as we enter into here, here's the kitchen. We have a nice updated fridge. We actually have a double door fridge on the top. Looks like we have the water filter you can change right here. And this is a Samsung fridge, so it matches the rest of the appliances in the kitchen. Here, this looks like another kind of fridge storage as well. And then on the bottom drawer, we have the ice maker with the scoop, and this would be the freezer. Looks like this actually slides back, and you have additional freezer storage down below. So making our way through, we have, looks to be some type of maybe granite countertops in here. And then the backsplash feels to be some type of vinyl stick-on backsplash. Here is the Samsung range. The appliances actually look to be fairly new in this home. We actually have a stainless steel vent hood above. So cleaning might be needed. And then this does just recirculate out the top. It does not exit. So you can see the cabinets appear to be original with the home, and then we actually have some wood paneling in the back of the cabinets. Lots of room for storage. And then we make our way, we have a deep double vanity sink, a nice depth here, and of course faucet with the different modes. It appears that this fitment needs to get corrected because there is a noticeable water leak right there, but that's usually not a big fix. Overlooking the sink, we do have a window. Again, we have, it's the original window. And on the other side, we have a piece of glass and then the access to the screen here. Over here, we have an updated blinds, good thickness here. And then to our right, we have the Samsung dishwasher. Appears to be new as well. And this one also comes with the top rack for utensils, and that's what you're seeing in a lot of newer homes these days. So here's another view of this room. You could possibly put some type of hall buffet or something to put in the corner, or a little table if you wanted to. As you exit this door, we are going to walk into the garage. So we do have one concrete step here, but a very sturdy metal hand grab right here. Entering into the garage, of course, we have our brick right here. I'm not sure if this used to be open, but you can see they kind of looks a little different than the other pieces of brick. We do have two windows, one here and one there. And then this is actually where the washer and dryer would go. So right here we have the water hookups for the washer right next to the water heater. And then in this corner we have the dryer exhaust, which goes straight out, and then the power hookup right here. We also have a pegboard currently on this entire wall. You can hang, tools or landscaping equipment. And then located behind this water heater, we have a breaker box. So we can get you a better look at that. Doesn't appear that the labeling is legible, so probably just have to get one of those tools electricians use to plug in something into an outlet, and then come back to the breaker box and see which one's feeding it, so you can correctly label that. The garage opener does work. Works as intended. View out here. There isn't power above the garage door opener, so they've kind of ran an extension cord down and around. I'm sure that's not recommended. Definitely probably the fire code wouldn't approve that, but it does work. And of course here we have, handle that locks and a deadbolt here as well. Now let's make our way through the rest of the home. As we exit the kitchen space, we are going to enter into what would be possibly the second living room, or whatever you wanted to use it for. We have a ceiling fan light fixture in here. We still have the LVP flooring, that's the same as in the kitchen. And then we have a very large glass sliding door to access the backyard. As we make our way through, we transition back into the hardwood flooring down this hall. To our left, this is going to be the first guest bedroom. Here's a view of this. It's 2 windows facing the front of the home. It does look like we have some discoloration on the floor right here. I wouldn't say it appears to be water damage. It looks like maybe just the seal has kind of worn away from something being on this floor. And then here's the closet for this bedroom. 2 sliding doors that both seem to be on the track. And the closet does go back a little bit further on either side. Of course, a wooden shelf here, then a metal dowel rod coming across to hang clothes. Here's another view of this room. You have a ceiling fan and light fixture in here. It is a little bit smaller than what we're used to seeing. Just make that note. As we step out of this bedroom, we go to our left. On this wall, we're going to see the thermostat. And then making our way down the hall, we're going to turn to the second guest bedroom. So in this bedroom, we do have an updated ceiling fan. It actually has remote control features. We have 2 windows here, 1 window facing the side of the home, and then the other window facing the front of the home. This bedroom does seem to be a little bit smaller than the last guest bedroom. Here is the closet. Here we have shelving built in to either side. And then on top we have, a wooden shelf and then a little clothing dowel. And then still the wooden doors for the closets. Possibly this room could get utilized as a home office just because it's a little bit smaller than the other one. And it does have a window that faces the front of the home. We make our way to our left. This is going to be the primary bedroom. So here still we have the wooden flooring. We have a window facing the side of the home, and then we have a double window facing the back of the home. There's a view from this corner. So as we make our way into the bathroom, I'm not sure if this is tile or if it feels like some type of vinyl. Doesn't feel like how tile usually feels, but in here we do have a single vanity sink, lots of counter space, and cabinets that seem to be original with the home. And then here we have a large mirror and updated light fixture. As we proceed, we have an updated toilet, comfort height toilet with a window over top looking into the backyard. Here's the light fixture in here. And then this light fixture sounds like it has an exhaust fan built into it. But here is the walk-in shower. As you notice, there is a very shallow step to enter into the shower. And then we have, of course, a full surround. There doesn't appear to be a shower curtain rod in place, but that's easily can be added. Here's the shower head. As we exit there, we're gonna enter into the closet. So it's a walk-in closet with shelving all around, and then we have, a metal rod under the shelving, and this puck light actually is motion activated, which is nice. And then here we have some pegs for, I guess you could hang maybe belts or hats on them. As we exit, we're going to enter into the hallway again. To our left, we have a hall closet. We have 4 shelves here that are a good length, about probably 1.5 feet. And then this is going to be the guest bathroom right here. So again, we have that flooring that I believe is some form of vinyl flooring, and then a large single vanity sink, lots of counter space here. And here's the mirror with the matching light fixture as the other bathroom. And then here will be the tub and shower combination. Doesn't show any wear and seems to be in good condition. And we do have a little rectangular window facing the backyard. And then again, an updated comfort height toilet in here. In this hall, you do have access to the attic. So let me pull this down and see what it looks like. Looking into the attic, it looks like there's the tube for the exhaust vent and the guest bathroom. Here we do have some plywood sheets laid out, possibly for some storage. Here's the light fixture for up here. Definitely needs some resecuring so that it's not loose right there, but here's a view of the attic. So we can access the backyard through this door from the garage. Looks like we have some stepping stones to get to this concrete pad on the back of the home. Here's our water meter. And then right here, this is a box that says Spectrum. The reason I'm pointing this out is because for some reason, whoever installed this put the wire here, and then the wire just runs through the backyard. Just give you an idea of what it's doing. Comes through the backyard, then it starts to go up. Kind of goes through that tree, and then it finishes, kind of ties in right there. So, since it's Spectrum, possibly it's for a phone line or something. So maybe this wire could get removed altogether. Here we have a view of this concrete pad and the sliding glass door along the back of the home. I was unable to get this door to slide, and I would say if we went under contract, we'd have to of course have the inspector look at it and probably give us a good idea on what we could do to correct that so it would work to full functionality. As we continue around the home, here we have the HVAC unit, some more bushes. Of course, on either side of the home, you have a gate access, and then the chain link fence going around the home. We have 2 dogs in the backyard of this home, and then as we step into the back of the property, there's kind of a valley. So we're right here. It kind of slopes down, and the same kind of happens on that property, just probably to help with drainage, I would assume. We do have some, vine thorn growth kind of right here, which could get, knocked down. This home does butt up to, the homes on the other next street over. This home has 2 dogs in their backyard. Here's a view of the back of the home. Again, per the listing agent, the HVAC unit is only 2 years old, and the roof is only 2 years old, and it looks in great condition from what I can see here. Doesn't seem to be any damage that I can see to the chain link fence. One thing we talked about, and I wanted to mention of the area of concern, is this very large pine tree that does not appear to be living. As you can see, there's 0 growth, and as it's died, it's kind of lost its branches into the yard. And then you can see here some wood damage right inside the tree right there. So that's something that I would definitely recommend. We get some professionals out here and get this safely removed so it doesn't cause any damage to the home. But here we are, wraps up this home.